Hi everyone, 1st of July, Saturday, 23 minutes to midday here in Australia. Here's my latest video blog. I've had a couple of days off. This week has not been great for the crypto world in the sense that we've just seen this complete retracement occur over the last, I'd say pretty much about 20 days. And I'm just going to cover a few things that I've been able to come up with, and I've been reading some other blogs, and I'm not the only one that's identified a few little key aspects to this whole moment in time, especially if you look at what's happened in the last 15 days or so after a massive, very big emotional ride over the last 3 months. So yes, there's a lot of sea of red for a lot of cryptocurrencies. A lot of the mainstream, or let's say the larger well-known coins, definitely in the red. I've been watching Bittrex in regards to everything I've been talking about in my previous videos about volume and things like that. And you see a lot of the minnow coins, a lot of the ones that aren't as well known, don't seem to have the tech and as much behind them, have definitely still being pumped and dumped, and that they've been pushed forward a little bit more. I stay away from those only because I'm not invested in them emotionally. I don't believe in the technology, or I haven't actually gone and dived in and researched all of these coins. There's so many. I mean, you can only do so much research per day, and I don't think we have millions and millions of dollars just to go and invest in all of these. So what you got to do is you got to work out what's right for you. Oh, hello, Macos Sierra. So I've just obviously installed my new software for my Mac here. Now, continuing on, there's been a couple of things I wanted to cover. And the first one is, yes, we're seeing a retracement. It's been around about, you could say, guessing around about 30%, depending on what you're in. If you have a diversified portfolio, it would be up to about 30% retracement from the high, and the high was around about $115 billion at one stage. So in this first graph I've got here, and I've set it up from April. Now, there was no doubt that from January, February, March were very strong insurgence or flow of cash flow into the total market capitalization for cryptocurrencies, and Bitcoin included. And then we saw it just sort of take off and launch in regards to the market cap in May, and we can see here it went up to about $115 billion a couple of times, had a retracement, but a couple of times it came pulled back, and then we've seen the chart start to invert. Now, this one underneath is just this top section in here. Now, it's excluding Bitcoin, but even though I'm excluding Bitcoin, you can see that the graph is almost identical. So there is a very strong connection between what Bitcoin does and what the altcoins do. So you need to look at both of them. There's no doubt there's a fair bit of independence. But what I've picked up on is that although this is a retracement period, and I think anyone that's young, and I don't mean that patronising, anyone that hasn't, well, let's say training age in regards to investments, if you haven't done a lot of investing, it can be quite emotional to see a red minus against your portfolio. Just remember, you don't lose any money unless you sell, and this is definitely a long-term game in regards to investment, and that's just basic trading or investment advice and ideology is buy what you believe in, hold it, and wait for the major developments, especially with the new tech that hasn't reached its true market value. So yes, we're seeing a retracement. What does it mean? Buy more. Buy more on the lows. There's been some great opportunities, and even in the last, since the 28th of June, we've had we've had a little bit of a recovery, and that's always going to happen when it hits a bottom. And I think it was pretty much reaching a Fibonacci level at one stage for a lot of these coins, and we've seen them bounce back, and then we've seen another retracement. Now, how long is this going to go for? Now, I've picked up on a chart, and I haven't prepared it for you. However, you can look it up. Way back in, I think it's December 2013, when there was the first bit of insurgence into the altcoins and cryptocurrencies and even Bitcoin, and the chart almost looks identical. Almost identical in regards to all the movements, all the retracements, and that gets me thinking, is that natural economics? Is that the natural energy of economics? Was that a normal sort of time period of emotion and influx? I would have to say that I would believe that there's some big players with some big money pumping up this industry. Reason being is that they're supporting it, two, they're backing it, and it's all part of the big scheme of things for globalization. So there's no doubt that cryptocurrencies and altcoins and the blockchain is here to stay. The whole technology is here to stay. It's because it's being well financed by the big boys. Let's call them the big boys, okay? And we've seen two massive insurgences back in 2013 and in 2017. Both of them are very similar. The only thing with 2013 is we saw a very similar retracement. It came right back for the corresponding months, and I would actually have to say years, because there's a distance between 2013 and 2017. Now, the difference between 2013 and 2017 is the speed. So the amount of money that came into the altcoins in 2017 was approximately around about 4 to 5 times faster than what happened in 2013, even though the graphs look the same, depending on where you set the parameters, okay? So what we've seen is an exponential growth in the cryptocurrencies. Now, if we were going to look at the retracement from 2013 to now, I would have to say, in regards to what's going to happen next in 2017, we may see another period of retracement. How far will it go? I think it could go for a couple of months. It could go for a month. A lot of people are going, July is going to be, an awesome month of explosive growth. And, I think you may see that with particular coins. I think I saw PIVX jump up this morning and I thought, oh, this is just a pump and dump. But they have had a lot of good news this week, and payment systems and things like that. And they've been a standout. And I think Ant Shares has been up and down. There's no doubt there's been some deliberate pumps and dumps within that. But I do see Ant Shares as the next Chinese Ethereum. So have a look at Ant Shares. It's around about $11 Australian. I've bought some this week. I didn't get in early. I just didn't know about it, didn't research it, and I've done that this week. I haven't done a video on it yet, but I may. But getting back onto the chart, so what do I see in the next 2 months? I could see it could be another retracement for another week or so. I think we've got some news in regards to Bitcoin on the 1st of August, and they're talking about hard forks, and there's a lot of speculation, a little bit of nervous energy about that, and I think some people will protect their investments by even pulling out and turning it into fiat and just seeing what happens. Some people who are brave will just see this out until 2020 and hopefully ride all the ups and downs, and I mean that's what I'm doing, so I'm not too concerned about this retracement. But if there is a retracement, it's not going to be like 2013 where it took 5 years to recover. I believe it could be a matter of months or weeks. So is this going to last for a little bit longer? Yes, if you invest now, you could quite comfortably say you are in a low compared to what's happened in the last 30 days to 45 days. So is it a good time to buy? I think it's always a good time to buy when you're on a retracement or you're on a downtrend. The only thing you've got to do is keep chipping away and keep buying on the downtrend, and then hopefully you've got some extra money when it really does hit that true bottom. And you've got to make sure that you're in the right coins as well. I mean, that's the other thing. Is the tech going to sustain this period? We've had the emotional up. That's gone and dusted now. People are going to start taking their money, and if the tech doesn't have the support, doesn't have the foundation for the future, you could just be watching your investment just dwindle. And I'm very mindful of that as well. So even though I've diversified, I'm very cautious about where I've got my money, and I don't have an unended, what do you call it? The magic pudding. I don't have a endless supply of money at my beck and call. So everyone's got their own lives to lead and things like that, and we've got to be mindful about where we invest. And I'm not giving you any investment advice. I always say that in my videos. All I want you to be aware of is that we may be having another downtrend for some time. However, that doesn't mean you don't buy. I think what it means is just be emotionally prepared to see red and get used to this type of scenario. It doesn't matter where you buy on these charts. I mean, if you buy in 3 months' time, there could be a retracement at that moment, and you see that particular amount of money that you invested retrace back, and you're in the red again. So yes, you can go and analyze these charts and try to work out when the best time is to buy, but a lot of the time in this new industry, in this new tech, and especially when it's influenced by big money, you don't really have too much information to be able to go by. There's no real true history here for a lot of these techs, and because they're moving so with such a similar flow of energy, you may find that they're being more affected by the market rather than the fundamentals of their business. And so that's all I wanted to talk about in regards to the global charts. Is just that be prepared for a retracement. Is it going to be similar to 2013 and go for the next 5 years? No chance. There's absolutely no chance. It's going to be fast, short and fast. But what's fast? I suppose I've been invested in this. I've been sweating it since the 20th of June, and it feels like it's been forever watching your portfolio in the red, and it's not going anywhere. But the reality is it's only been 10 days. So it has been the market cap has been at its highest, and a lot of these coins have been at their highs, going back 30 days ago, that's where they were. So be patient, and let's just keep your hat on for at least June. I think July and August are going to be a little bit up and down. Not too sure what to expect. Could be a little bit more of a retracement. Chip away, keep stacking, and then I think September, October, November, December, and especially moving into 2018, it's going to be pretty explosive. So if you're set up now and you've got your coins in the bag, then I think you're going to do really well over the next 3 years, and that's what I'm hoping, and I hope that for you too, and anyone that's watching these, is to invest wisely, do your research, and I say take a risk. Get some of these coins, especially some of the ones that don't cost too much as well. Have a diversify across some of the ones that depends on the value as well. So you can get a certain amount of coins. I mean, it's not all about the price, but some of them will move very aggressively only because they're at different stages to some of these more developed coins. An Ethereum that's $400 against a BitShares that's at 30 cents, or a Verge that's at 0.3 of an Australian cent. I think a lot of these do have a lot of legs to grow. So it's going to be a very interesting time. Now, next thing I wanted to cover was I was going to go through EOS, only because they're right in the middle of their crowdfunding at the moment. But what I might do is I might just end this video so you're not having to listen to me ramble for an hour and a half. I'm just going to leave it there at that one. So it's a crypto update based on the global charts, 2013, 2017, 1 or 2 months retracement. Keep stacking, or get out if you're too scared. But at the end of the day, I think some very exciting times ahead. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'm going to do another video shortly on some other things. Cheers for watching.